Right then, let's talk about illustration. In fact, let's talk about the World Illustration Awards and the exhibition that goes with it, because I'm joined by two people involved in that now. I'm joined by Sabina Raymer from the World Illustration Awards and from one of the illustrators, Jonny Glover. Welcome both of you to BBC London.
Hi.
Hello.
Let me begin with you, Sabina. Is this an annual event? How does it work?
Yes, we, the Association of Illustrators, runs an annual competition, which is the World Illustration Awards.
And is it open to anyone in the world?
Anyone in
It's
the
a global
world
award.
who considers themselves to be an illustrator and who thinks this will help them share their work can enter. So we run this once a year, and then a group of judges in different categories looks at all the entries and they select on a short list, which is usually around the 200, depends a bit on the quality and what the judges like. And then out of this we select about 50 highlights for the exhibition, and this has been running at Somerset House for the last 6 years actually.
Okay, so it's at Somerset House that people can go and see the exhibition.
Yeah.
And when we use the term illustrators, I guess these days that covers a really broad, I guess it includes people working with computers, people working with pencils. I mean, are there definitions of these things or different categories? Or
there are different, we have 8 different categories. So it's advertising, it's books, it's children's books, what people usually associate with illustration, but it's also site specific, which Jonny will talk about a little bit more, I think, and design. And we will have we have all sorts of different materials and styles in the exhibition. So pencil drawings, digital animations, there's some fabric, there's a children's book that was compiled out of little pieces of cloth animals and figures. So it can be pretty much anything.
What's your work, Jonny? How do you describe your work, and what sort of people do you work for?
Well, recently I've been working with a lot of sort of public sector clients, such as the NHS and the Children's Disabled Council, National Children's Bureau.
See, I had no idea that the NHS commission illustrations.
Apparently so, yeah.
They do a lot actually. They work on making the hospitals much more friendly, especially children's wards. And we had lots of site-specific or public realm, as we call it, projects in the last couple of years. And there's wonderful work going on in hospitals all around the world, really, with making hospitals friendly.
Nice places to be. Yeah.
And Jonny helped with this project.
And what medium do you work in? How do you work?
I work traditionally by hand mostly, but occasionally use digital tools as well. But the project that won the award for this particular award ceremony was a 25-foot hand-painted mural at Newham Centre for Mental Health.
And was that site specifically for there?
Specifically for there.
Yeah.
And it was. I worked alongside local service users of the NHS and volunteers to actually paint the mural itself, and the whole idea was to create something that encouraged people to get involved with quality improvement initiatives at the hospital itself. So it was great working with people to sort of hear their ideas and what they wanted to come up with, and sort of distilling them down into an image they were happy with, and then getting them involved with the actual painting of it.
So how do you get a mural that's in a hospital in East London into an exhibition?
That's always a very difficult question. Site-specific is one of the more difficult areas, categories for us to display. Sure. So what we have this year, we only have 2 projects. So Jonny is the award winner. So we have a framed photograph of pictures in situ in the hospital, but he also generously came in and painted directly onto the wall. So we have a very Somerset House site-specific for this wall, for this project, his characters pointing at his artwork and admiring it. And there's another one that was created also wayfinding for hospital in Barcelona, and that was created in vinyl lettering that was stuck to the wall, and they sent us in the vinyl, and we've put the vinyl up on the wall.
You say it's a global award. Is Britain still a place that's very good at illustration?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. There's a lot happening, and we've done awards for over 40 years, but only in the last 3 years it's been the World Illustration Award, so we're expanding. There's still a lot of very, very high quality UK illustration going on, and UK illustrators are respected all around the world. There's a lot happening in Korea.
Well, I was going to say the Far East one assumes has it, because you see all the kind of the Japanese style stuff and Korean
the manga work and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the last year's exhibition was actually just in Seoul at the Seoul Illustration Fair, because they loved the work, and we had the overall winners were from Korea, so we sent it over there. But so there's a lot happening there. This year we actually had a lot of high quality entries from Italy, so it changes every year, but the UK is definitely very, very strong with illustration world and well respected all around the world.
And if people come along to the exhibition, how big is it? What do they see?
So the exhibition's on at the Embankment Galleries in Somerset House. It's for free.
Oh, it's free?
It's free.
That's
so
a good thing.
anyone,
We like that word.
Yes, anyone can just pop around and have a look. It's 3 galleries in a row, so there's one big room, but they have different areas. We have about 50 projects of 50 different illustrators split up in the 8 categories we have, about 70 artworks, and so they can listen to an audio description of an illustration that's there as a poster as well about the Graham Theatre Company. Something was done. There will be animations they can watch and behind the scenes, how it was created. There are children's books, published copies they can pick up and look through, and then look at, for example, the cloth original work on the wall and compare how it translates onto
really
the page. They can marvel at Jonny's drawing directly on the wall.
What do you win? What do the prize winners win? What's the prize?
Glory.
The glory. Are you reveling in the glory, Jonny?
Oh, it's a real privilege to have the award, and I think especially for to exhibit at Somerset House alongside so many amazing illustrators and animators, actually, it's fantastic.
Is there do you know each other? Is there a sort of a community of illustrators and animators?
I think it does sort of build up like that, because you need advice, or you pass on work to other people occasionally as well, so you tend to sort of get to know your own.
Well, how long does the exhibition run for?
The exhibition's on until the 28th of August, so which is a bank holiday Monday, so no excuse if you don't have time over the summer. Bank holiday Monday, 28th of August.
And there's a very handsome kind of booklet here that goes with it. Is that available? Can people buy that?
Yes, that can be bought in the shop at Somerset House.
There's some beautiful work in here, I have to say. Absolutely fantastic work.
Fantastic work, and the feedback's been good. We had, when we were installing, one of the security guards who was there last year was initially a bit critical, and he was like, don't like it. And then as we were taking artworks out of the bubble wrap and putting up on the wall and putting context to it, I ran into him a couple of times when he was in store. So what do you make of it? I said, no, actually, I like it better than last year. I think the quality is higher. This year it's more varied. And we try to put more emphasis on different countries and different styles.
There are a lot of different styles, aren't there, in the book, really? Yes. I think that's one of the things about it. It's a really varied kind of exhibition. Yes. Thank you both for coming in. So, and it's free, which, as I said, is one of our favourite things. It's the World Illustration Awards exhibition. It's the Embankment Galleries down there on the south wing, and it runs until the 28th of August. And we've been hearing about it from Sabina and from Jonny Glover. Thank you both very, very much.